Welcome to VegasVibes Junction. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould, your guide through the incredible souls shaping Las Vegas. With immense gratitude, we warmly dedicate this enchanting season of VegasVibes Junction to our cherished sponsors, Mr. and Mrs. Francis and Carolyn Ching of Hawaii. Their heartfelt support, along with the wonderful collaboration with All Access Productions and Havana Express, adds a special touch to our journey. Big thanks to our viewers on VegasPlus.us, FilmTV.us, VegasLife.us, AmpoTheater.net, WCTV, and those on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and VegasVibes.us, as well as locally on TV channel KGNG 26.8 Las Vegas. Your support means the world, so share the joy on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Las Vegas is buzzing with lively music, stunning performances, and thrilling events. As we showcase the talented artists and dedicated workers, let's soak into the excitement. Join us for mega concerts and sports thrills. Feel the magic that makes Vegas the entertainment capital of the world. VegasVibes Junction is your backstage pass to the incredible people shaping the city into a unique global gem. Dive into their stories and let's celebrate together in the extraordinary warmth of Vegas, now more dazzling than ever. In just a few moments, we'll dive into the inspiring world of Maria Caminero, a trailblazer as the president of the Cuban Heritage Foundation and the creative force behind Avant Garde Design Center. Maria's story is a vibrant tapestry woven with dedication to cultural preservation, entrepreneurship, and advocacy for human rights. Get ready to be captivated by her journey. So guys, freeze that remote until VegasVibes Junction returns. Welcome to VegasVibes Junction. Today we have a truly inspiring guest with us, Maria Caminero, the president and founder of the Cuban Heritage Foundation and the visionary behind Avant Garde Design Center. Maria Caminero is a dynamic and visionary leader dedicated to making a positive impact on both culture preservation and human rights advocacy. As the president of the Cuban Heritage Foundation, she stands at the forefront of efforts to celebrate, protect, and promote Cuban culture through education, community outreach, and various artistic expressions. Simultaneously, as the founder of Avant Garde Design Center, Maria showcases her entrepreneurial spirit, blending creativity with manufacturing excellence in the world of upholstery and mattresses. With a profound commitment to justice, freedom of speech, and the well-being of the Cuban people, Maria has become a prominent voice in advocating for change. Her journey reflects a unique fusion of cultural passion and business acumen, illustrating the power of leadership in fostering positive transformation. Maria Caminero is not just a businesswoman, she is a catalyst for cultural resilience and a beacon of hope for those striving for a better future. Maria, it's an honor to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much, Esmeralda, for having me here. I am very happy to be able to share some things with you today.
You know, it's very interesting that I have found out that you were born in Cuba and left at 1 year old.
Yes.
So what ignited that passion? I mean, could you please, before we delve into that, tell us a little bit about background.
I am the daughter of an ex-political prisoner. My father was in prison for 17 years in Cuba. And my mother, who at the time was 21 years old, and I was a year old, and my baby brother was 45 days old, we left Cuba under political asylum to go to Mexico. And that's where our journey began. We came to the United States when I was 5. Our very first stop was in New York City, where we lived for approximately a year or so. And then in 1970, we moved to Miami, Florida, Cuban's paradise, and that's where I grew up. I was in Miami until 1986. During my time in Miami, that's where I went to school and that's where I went to college. And I also became very politically active with my mother in anything that had to do with human rights, not just for the Cuban people, but in any instance that we felt that people around the world or people in our community were being abused in any shape, way, or form, we were there at the forefront trying to demand change.
I think that's very admirable that even though you left at a very young age, I mean, you actually don't have any recollection of what Cuban was like because you left when you were a year old. Mm-hmm. But you have it in your heart to fight for freedom for your people back home.
Yes, it's been a very, very long and tough journey for the Cuban people. January 1st of 2024 is going to be 65 years that the Castro dictatorship came in, and it's basically been downhill from there. Socialism, communism, it's not what people think that it is. It's not about equality for all. There's always going to be the elite that are going to want to stomp on the people below them, and Cuba was once a very prosperous country with a very, very phenomenal economy prior to the revolution in 1959. And the minute that Fidel Castro came in and he started expropriating property and freezing people's bank accounts and in essence putting those that were not in favor of the revolution on a plane so that they could leave the island, everything has been downhill from there.
You've mentioned July 11, 2021 as a turning point in the history of Cuban Revolution. What does it mean for the people of Cuba?
It means that for all of these years, the Cuban people basically just took whatever the dictatorship had to give them. But in 2021, the young people that basically see no hope for a good future for themselves got tired of the abuse. They got tired of the lack of freedoms. They got tired of not being able to express themselves. And that's when they took massively to the streets to demand their basic human rights, to demand a better life, and to demand freedom. So after that happened, the government has really had a stronghold over the people. If they see, 5 or 6 people gather in a group, immediately they want to break you up. They don't want to give the opportunity to the Cuban people to be able to express themselves massively like they did.
No human rights at all?
No.
Wow, what a tough way to live.
Yes.
Life. How does the Cuban Heritage Foundation contribute to sending messages of hope and strengthen the Cuban people amidst the challenges they face, and what impact do you hope to achieve?
Our message to the Cuban people is one of instilling in them that fear is their biggest enemy. Fear paralyzes you. When you're scared, there's nothing that you can do. But I think that they need to remember that no matter how bad it is for them, they are still bigger in numbers than the government is. They can't kill 10 million people. And I'm saying 10 million people because back in 2021, there were a little bit over 11 million people, but there's been a mass exodus of people out of the island in the last year and a half.
Well, that's good that people have the opportunity, Cuban people have the opportunity to come to the United States.
Unfortunately, our immigration system here is
slow.
Not just slow. They claim everybody has the right to apply for asylum, for instance. But if you know that 98% of the people that are coming to your border do not have the right to really get asylum, you're putting a lot of people in danger. And the people that are at the border don't really have our border patrol. They'll give some people, for instance, a parole. Then they'll turn around and they'll give other people another form, a 220A, for instance, that basically just gives you temporary stay and you're subject to deportation, okay? Well, when you come from Cuba and you come into the United States and the United States decides to deport you for whatever crazy reason, they're basically sending you back to a place where you have no home, no job, no nothing. Because once you decide to leave, the mentality of the government is you're either with us or you're against us. So if you leave, you're against us. And if you come back, we're not going to make it easy for you. So it's very, very sad what Cuban people are going through.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to understand what you said. America says that all Cuban people have the right
to apply for asylum.
But in reality?
In reality, it's almost like hit or miss. It just depends on who greets you at the border and how knowledgeable they are with regards to immigration as it pertains to the Cuban people, you know, but it's hit or miss. It's very crazy right now. I will say that the United States really needs a massive overhaul of their immigration system. Because a lot of people want to come here for a better life. They want to come here to work. There are more jobs in this country than people at the moment. And there are a lot of employers, like myself, for instance. What I do in upholstery requires very specific skills. And I go through a very hard time finding good employees and people that are skilled to do the job. So something's got to give. We really need immigration reform.
That's another whole topic for us.
Yes, it is.
What are some specific human rights issues that the Cuban people are currently facing, and how does the foundation address these concerns through its podcast?
We're really focusing most of our efforts in the newcomers, because when you come from a system that is so closed, where you're not used to thinking for yourself, and you come to a place like America that basically worships in the individual, not the collective, and you have to start thinking for yourself, it's quite difficult. So our focus is to help them through education. We teach them English. We have a program that's called Living in America, where we teach them about everything: insurance, real estate, taxes, what your social security number is good for, all the things that it is used in, about retirement. I mean, anything that they need to learn, we try and teach through this course that we have.
In advocating for freedom, what role do you see the international community playing, and how can people outside Cuba support the cause?
I think that the most important thing, and I'm glad that you're asking that question, which is very seldom asked, the vast majority of the world, and predominantly the United Nations, I would say it's a very, very confused organization, for lack of a better word, because they are constantly advocating for the lifting of the embargo, and the embargo is not the problem. Part of the reason why the embargo exists, or the main reason why it exists, is because when Fidel Castro took power in Cuba, he basically committed the biggest theft to Americans that has ever been committed. So we basically just don't give them credit, but we are their biggest trade partner. You know, they pay cash, and cash works. So if we were to give them credit, they would do the same thing to us that they have done to all of the other 96 countries that they have done business with, which is not pay them. They never pay for anything. They're thieves, you know. And so I would venture to say to the world is, stop thinking that the Cuban government is the victim of the United States. They are not. The victims here are the Cuban people, you know. Until the dictatorship is gone, the Cuban people will continue to suffer. With or without the embargo, the Cuban people will suffer and will remain under their stranglehold, and they will not be free. And what the Cuban people need is freedom.
How does the foundation encourage the Cuban people to resist the fear, as you have mentioned earlier, instilled in them since early childhood, and why is this resistance crucial for the pathway to freedom?
It's a message that we give throughout our postings. We also belong to a bigger organization, which is an assembly of many different Cuban organizations that come together to be one voice. There's probably easily like 30 organizations. It's called the Assembly for Freedom, and as one of the members of that group, our message to the Cuban people is always one of lose the fear, but also that freedom isn't free. You got to be willing to fight for it. And I think that that's the hardest part about people taking to the streets. They are afraid of being killed, they're afraid of being beaten, they're afraid of being thrown in jail, and so you know, the fear paralyzes you.
It's kind of hard for being brainwashed for a long period of time and having the courage in you.
It is hard, and like for instance, somebody like me that has lived in the United States the vast majority of my life, I have freedom so embedded into my person, into my being, that I don't think I could live like that for 5 minutes.
There's no way.
No, I would rather be dead than not be free. To me, freedom is the most important thing that a human being can have.
As an immigrant myself,
you understand.
I understand that, and I appreciate more why, you know, that having the opportunity to live here in the United States. Most people don't even realize that, how lucky we are that we have this freedom.
Yeah, I will tell you, when I see people, you know, especially today that we're having so many problems with the homeless and the fentanyl and all of these horrible situations, it kind of saddens me that people do not understand how valuable freedom is and how lucky we are to live here. Because when you're free, freedom pretty much affords you to live a life of dignity. You know, you have an opportunity in this country to do whatever you want. So there's no reason to want to self-destroy.
Exactly.
When you live in a place like the United States.
It's a good thing to make everyone realize.
Exactly.
If only we can make them realize.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about the Cuban Heritage Foundation's journey since its founding in 2013 and how it has evolved over the years?
Basically, we do a lot of community events. We recently opened an art gallery. It's called Kaleidoscope. It's over at 2295 East Sahara. I hope that a lot of people can come and see this, because when you come and you witness this artwork, you will see a lot of what the Cuban people go through.
It will be an eye-opener for many.
Yes, definitely.
To appreciate your freedom
Yes.
and the culture that we have.
Yes.
What motivated you and Sixto M. Pedroso Barro to establish the foundation, and what impact do you hope it will have on preserving, promoting Cuban?
Originally, it was mainly just to share our culture, you know, the music, the arts, the food. And then just slowly it just started developing into more of a community focused and helping the refugees. But originally, it was just to share the Cuban culture with the people of Las Vegas.
You have another business. I'm excited to hear about that.
I do.
Please tell us about it.
I own an upholstery shop. It's called Avant Garde Design Center. And there I do all kinds of upholstery, furniture, auto, commercial, residential. I also work with the hotels. And then I also manufacture mattresses. So it's a lot of fun. And you should come and visit me.
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
I've
you
seen
will
some
like
of your
it.
designs, and I'm excited to visit your store.
Absolutely.
And you are, professionally, you are a designer.
Yes, I am an interior designer by trade. That's what I went to school for. And I worked in the furniture industry the vast majority of my life for about 26 years.
I wish we had more time, but
Yes.
what would you say to all our viewers when it comes to freedom, maybe link it with your foundation that you have right now and your business?
My business, well, without the freedom that I have here, I wouldn't have a business. I saw the opportunity with all of my skills and everything that I had learned to take my knowledge to develop something. Part of what I like the best about being a business owner, believe it or not, is giving others the opportunity to work. I like knowing that I am part of other people's lives when it comes to their well-being. So I'm very grateful to be able to have those opportunities that I have here.
Well, thank you for touching those people's lives and enriching their lives in your own little way. Yeah. Please invite everyone. Where can people find you and all the amazing things
My
that you do?
business, Avant Garde Design Center, is at 6750 Boulder Highway. And my phone number is 702-813-1448. You can call me with regards to the foundation, with regards to upholstery or mattresses or anything that you might need. If you need if you have an organization and you need volunteers, you can also call me for that. I'm here for the people of Las Vegas.
And what are your hopes and prayers for your Cuban people?
Freedom. Freedom for 2024. I think we're almost there because there's only so much that people can put up with, and I think the Cuban people are pretty much at the end of their rope.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maria.
Thank you, Esmeralda, for having me. I appreciate it.
I wish you good luck in all your current and future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
God bless.
As we conclude this insightful conversation with Ms. Maria Caminero, the force behind the Cuban Heritage Foundation and Avant Garde Design Center, we want to express our gratitude for sharing her experiences and vision and the crucial work she's doing. Her dedication to advocating for human rights and preserving Cuban culture is truly inspiring. To all our listeners, viewers, thank you for tuning in to this special edition of VegasVibes Junction. Remember, change begins with awareness and understanding. Stay informed, stay engaged, and as Maria would say, let's continue on the pathway to freedom. Until next time. Thank you for being part of this exhilarating episode at VegasVibes Junction, featuring the inspiring story of Maria Caminero. I trust this remarkable journey has filled your hearts with joy and inspiration, much like it has for me. Save the date and join me again next week on the fabulous VegasVibes Junction channel for another unforgettable experience. Las Vegas is more than just the iconic strip or the lively Fremont Street experience in downtown. It's a city enriched with authentic individuals, musicians, entertainers, and those captivated by the world of pageantry. If you're one of these extraordinary people shaping Las Vegas into a global brand, I would like to hear your inspiring story. Connect with me via email at vegasvibesjunction@gmail.com. and let's feature you right here on VegasVibes Junction, whether in our studios or through an exciting online Zoom interview. Before saying goodbye, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our incredible wardrobe sponsor, Anne Fontaine, nestled at the Forum Shops of Caesars Palace. Anne Fontaine is ready to cater to your fashion needs, offering impeccable style that radiates sophistication. To explore their stunning collections, contact Ms. Anna Billings at 702-733-6205. Anne Fontaine welcomes you to a world of extraordinary fashion. And now, let's dive into my favorite part of the show, the VegasVibes Closet. Indulge in a delightful selection of health and beauty products that I personally endorse. This week, I'm thrilled to introduce a special addition to the VegasVibes Junction brand, the VegasVibes Cosmetics. With a stunning array of lipsticks in various shades, VegasVibes Cosmetics enhances your natural beauty and empowers your inner glam. Each lipstick is carefully crafted for exceptional color payoff, long-lasting wear, and a luxurious feel. Whether you seek a bold red for a night out or a subtle nude for everyday elegance, VegasVibes Cosmetics has the perfect shade for your unique style. Stay tuned for updates and exclusive offers on VegasVibes Cosmetics. Elevate your beauty game with our fabulous lipstick, embracing the spirit and glamour of Las Vegas. Remember to follow VegasVibes Junction on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for the latest updates and announcements and behind-the-scenes moments. Visit vegasvibes.us for more information and exciting content. Join our vibrant community and be a part of the VegasVibes Junction experience. Gratitude abounds as we embark on this thrilling episode of VegasVibes Junction, made possible by the generous sponsorship of Mr. and Mrs. Francis and Carolyn Ching from Hawaii. A heartfelt appreciation extends to our collaborators, All Access Productions and Havana Express, for imparting a unique essence to our journey. Thank you for being part of this unforgettable experience. Stay tuned for more captivating interviews and stories showcasing the vibrant heartbeat of Las Vegas. Until next time, stay fabulous and keep spreading those Vegas vibes. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. Thank you for watching. Mwah!
Just one look into your eyes, there I see who you are to me. Your love so special, your kiss so sweet, only your smile can complete. Now that I stand next to you, glad I was there to reassure you. The sadness in your eyes, I'll replace with eternal smiles. So now I can't resist holding on to commit, inspired to love you and keep you smile until the